Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the debacle of the game between the Washington Redskins and the Seattle Seahawks.
God!
This and much more live with What's up,
Joe
John?
Gibbs was at that game. Yo. Joe Gibbs was at that game.
I'm sure he was, but I didn't see Joe Jackson personally.
I didn't see him either. I'm sure he was there.
Art
was the
Monk
best
was
part of that
there
game.
watching that debacle live in front of him on his honorable night of honor, whatever it's called.
Welcome to Harry Hog Football. You have the guest pleasure of joining Harry Hog Football. Is this 642?
Yeah.
Episode 642, where we just watched our team get boat raced by the Seattle Seahawks again.
Wait, how many weeks in a row have we been boat raced now?
Well, at least
4?
3. Probably 4 now.
We got boat raced by Dallas. We got boat raced by the Chiefs. We got boat raced by Seattle. Who else did
Who we got this weekend?
We
Who we
got
got this
boat
weekend?
raced by
We're playing Detroit this weekend, 425 on Fox.
that's going to be a boat race.
We might get utterly destroyed. You know why? Because,
They're going to put up 70.
they're not
We're
going to
calling.
put up 70. Dan Campbell's not going to do that. He'll stop. He's not Bill Belichick, dude.
Dude, do you remember how upset he was after getting beat in the playoffs? He's going to put up 70.
I'd say he'll go to 50 and stop. Once he passes 50, that'll be enough.
You sure? It'll be like, we'll tap out. Like Dan Quinn from across the line will give the secret tap out signal to
Sure.
and then it's just
he's
running the clock for commercials so they can get their revenue for the league at that point.
Yeah, and Dan Quinn can sit there with his 28-3 self and bring Joe Witt Jr. down to the field, which apparently he requested, quote unquote, not get your ass down the field, see if you can control these players because they suck. They suck. They suck.
It probably wasn't a request. It was like, dude, you got to do something to make these
You
players
gotta
better.
do
Do you
something
have
to keep
any
your
ideas?
on your job.
Do you have any ideas that you could do? And he's like, oh, I guess I could come down to the field, but then I won't be in the heat and I won't be in the AC and see if we can make these players play all as one unit and roll with a deep crew and get these sacks and get these stops. And
Man,
honestly, dude, if you believe it or not, I looked at the stat sheet and they didn't break 100 yards rushing. You know why? Because they just threw all over us.
that's because our secondary is buns. Is what the kids nowadays say is buns. Or 10 years
Jackson-
ago. Or 20 years ago. Buns, dude. They're so bad.
Dude, Jackson Smith, listen to this. Jackson Smith, how do you say his last name? Nijba?
Sure.
I don't know how you say it. He's on my fantasy team thanks to X Factor's daughter picking him up for me. Dude had, you ready for this? 8 catches for 129 yards, all right? He also had a rush for 11, but we'll just keep that out from now. His 129 yards. Do you know how many receiving yards our entire team had?
Oh, it's got to be under 100.
No, it's 153. So this this dude alone, this dude alone had 129 yards on 8 catches, and our entire team only had 153 on 16. 16.
Yeah.
16 catches the whole game. There was only 21 passes. Dude,
did you see any of the all 22 of this or any of the footage that people were showing? Because our receivers cannot get separation at all. That's why Jaden Daniels is running around so much in the pocket trying to find someone. No one's open. No one is open.
Dude, I know. No one was open. No one was open. Dude, Zach Ertz is like, I don't know. All of our tight ends are just slow. They're like snails. I heard the junkies call Sinnott. What's his first name? Ben Sinnott. They called him, it should be called Ben Snail or something like that. Snail it or something.
Ben Snail it.
Like he's as slow as a snail. They were like, what's up with what's up with Adam Peters with all these snail tight ends?
Well, dude, the biggest thing of this game, we lost Marshawn Lattimore to an ACL.
That could be a blessing in disguise, though.
Could be a blessing in disguise. We lost Luke McCaffrey to a collarbone, so he's another receiver out.
He's out the whole year, probably. Maybe he can come back in like 6 weeks.
Probably 6 weeks, yeah. But Jaden Daniels apparently doesn't have any ligament or bone damage in his non-throwing elbow.
Just like
now, I don't know if you saw the
damage to his knee, and he came back against who was it?
Dude, we were at the game, and he got hurt at the other end of the field, and we could still see that something happened weird with him. Again, just like it did happen last year when we went to the game against Carolina, where he just had a little weird wiggle in the tackle, and he was hurt, and that's when he broke his rib. This
dude's saying he's not injured now, just a little sore is what I read this morning.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, you're a little sore because your arm bent the wrong way. Unless you're like...
My arm, let's see if I can get myself okay. My arm bent like this. His arm went like that, the other direction, and there's no ligament damage? I don't believe you. Dude, training staff. I don't believe them. Dude, full.
The only thing I can think of with that was remember before we like drafted him and like there are these pictures of his weird throwing motion and it looked like his elbow was bent the wrong way. Maybe he's like triple jointed or something and it wasn't that big deal.
Maybe he is. Maybe that's part of his talent.
Plus he's not throwing with that arm anyway, so as long as he can do this with it when he throws, like you know how the quarterbacks put their hand like this and they come over. As long as he can go like this, put it out all like Heisman looking, then maybe he'll be back. But at this point, dude, here's my question. Back to Dan Quinn. He's having the opposite season of last year.
Yeah.
And we called it out at the game when there was like, I don't remember how many minutes were left. I could pull up the play-by-play, but it was
probably
8 to 10 minutes in the fourth.
It's probably when a bunch of people started leaving, which was about that time in the fourth quarter.
So 8 to 10 minutes left in the fourth. I'm going to try to pull up the play-by-play and see if I can figure it out. 8 to, where's our last punt? Where's this? Do they show the time on the clock? Hold on. Yeah, I think it was with 15 minutes left in the fourth, dude. Right at the beginning of the fourth. We punted down, 38-7. And at that point in the game, at the beginning of the fourth, when we punted down 38-7, needing how many scores? 5 scores? We gave up. Because I don't care if it's 4th and 14. If you need 5 scores in 15 minutes, that's not happening if you punt. And why do we care if we get beat 80-7 versus, 38-7? If you're trying to still win the game at that point, you cannot punt on 4th and 14. I'm sorry, you can't. If you do, you've given up. Right? Do you agree?
I read a story recently where a head coach was like, sometimes when you get to like in the third quarter and you're just beating the snot out of the other team, and you just kind of look across the sideline at the other coaches, and you just gotta get a signal from the other coaches that they've given up. And this was a true story from an NFL head coach on ESPN that I read this.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I'm sure this happens all the time. But I mean, Dan Quinn had already given up at that point in that game.
And that punt proves it. So why the heck do we still have Jaden Daniels in
the game?
And I know that he was saying this is his last drive, but that was late in the game. I'm talking about when you gave up punting down 5 scores at the beginning of the fourth quarter. That's when he should have been pulled. When you gave up.
When you gave up the game, pull your starting quarterback out. He's the most valuable guy on the team, even though he gets hurt all the time, kind of like RG3.
So I blame Dan Quinn. You can't give up and leave your starters in.
Yeah.
Because at that point, we don't care if it's 100-7. You gave up the game. You might as well live to fight another day, which you did not because your quarterback got injured.
I agree 100%. He came out and he apologized for it, but that's cool. You apologized for it before his elbow got bent the wrong way.
Yeah, but no one brought up the fact that he gave up with the punt. He just said he was going to take him out on that drive. He didn't admit he had given up, and he had. Proof is in the pudding, as they say.
Yeah, because why would you do that? Why would you punt the ball at that point when you're down, was it 38?
38-7.
38-7 at that point.
Yeah.
So
because the Seahawks didn't score in the fourth.
Some way you would add on 8. If you got every 2-point conversion, you'd get to 15, 23, 31, and you still need a touchdown, not even a field goal. You still needed 4 touchdowns.
And 4 extra points, 2 points.
Why is Jaden Daniels in the freaking game?
And you punted. Now, he could have defended it if he didn't punt and went for it and didn't get it. Then he could be like, we were still trying to win, but he did not. And we're the only ones that will call that out.
I'm just saying. It's just
actually,
one of those
Chris
things
called it out, right? Didn't Chris, who went to the game
Compton?
with us? No, Chris Dow, who went to the game with us on the way out of the stadium. He was like, if they punted, why were they still have him in the game?
It was cool having him about because he's newer to football, so he was able to talk about stuff that you and I may or may not have thought about. But I think we were all thinking about that when he punted. We were all just like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, we're done?
Yeah. And Tailgate
like
was sitting right next to us.
He was right across the aisle. And there were a few people that were very, very angry in our section.
Yeah, then there was this one non-Seahawks fan behind us that was pretending to be a Seahawks fan, like trolling dudes, and they were getting so mad. And he was like, "I don't even care about this game." He was just there with his friend who was a Redskins fan.
Every time someone would start like talking back to him about stuff, I'm just like, God, just shut up and don't even listen to him. He's not even a Seahawks fan. And he was like a Vikings fan.
And he wasn't like cursing or being rude to people. He was just kind of literally trolling them. Like, here comes another score and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Just like, oh, we're going to score again. Oh, look at that. Look at that, guys. Wow. Good job, Sam. He said that a lot. Good job, Sam.
Dude, even Tailgate Ted got mad at him at one point and was like, why? Because everyone would come by, like going to the bathroom or something, and he'd be like, are you leaving already? And then Tailgate Ted was like, why are you always so worried about what other people are doing? Anyway, that guy was, I thought he was pretty hilarious. But, 20 years ago when I was like more testosterone filled and angry at football games, I probably.
Dude, that guy's got. I don't care.
Anyway, it was cool in the tailgate with Tailgate Ted, and Riles showed up, and Riles' wife Sam was there, and
the other Sam, Sam and Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and we had a
that was a good time.
Great time with Tailgate. Too bad they ended up sucking for his trip there from Florida.
Oh man, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
What were we talking about? So Dan Quinn gave up. Let's talk about the game. We sucked. Like, our defense sucks. What else is there to say? It doesn't matter if they play zone or man, they just suck.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I know that John Kine from ESPN has said stuff in the last week about like they're having trouble with zone and they're having trouble with man. But I know I'm also watching the game he is, and I'm watching, and most of the stuff we're doing is zone. It's not like 50% zone to 50% man. It's like zone. We were using Marshawn Lattimore at man with his people for a bit, and then it kept getting burnt, and now his ACL torn.
Well, look, I'm not a defensive coordinator, but if you have inadequate staff on defense that can't cover for more than 2 seconds, why don't you blitz more? At least then you have a chance of getting the quarterback before he finds the wide open dude. Instead, you send like 4, and the quarterback can just sit there and find the dudes that can't cover and pick them apart.
Dude, and the 4 he's sending, it's not like he's sending them like, it's not like one guy's going forward and they're like switching around and doing a stunt or anything like that. They're just going forward.
Straight rush, nothing exotic. Straight rushes.
So I got to say, for
try
like
to get
the
around your dude.
If you're trying to cover people for like 4 to 5 seconds on the secondary, play after play, eventually people are going to get open because your front 4 is never going to get there. And that's why you and I always say you have to build with the trenches, offensive line, defensive line, and then you can expand from there. You have to have those guys. It affects everybody else. If your offensive line or your defensive line suck butt.
I know. Like
they're buns, man. They are buns.
They are buns. Dude,
that's the title for this episode. They are buns.
If you have a good offensive line that opens giant holes, anybody can run through it for 4 or 5 yards. I could. Well, maybe I could get 3, but still.
In a cloud of dust.
I can get 3, but you give these dudes, like, give Bill a little crease, he can get through. On defense.
4 to 5 seconds, though.
I mean, come on. We weren't even competitive. There was no competition.
Really, what it came down to this year, and I'm sure a few of you read about this, that Adam Peters, he basically took a shot at us being able to go all the way this season, and it's obviously it's failed this year. It happens. I don't blame him for this at all. You know why? Because we had Ron Subterfuge Rivera as their coach before this, where he basically tanked our picks every freaking year. I swear that for me, that's a conspiracy theory that Ron Rivera was tanking the team. Because how else do you explain all the picks that he had? Dude. So he go. It's like when Adam Peters first went to Redskins Park. He opened the blinds and he looked at that crappy artificial field, like crappy it's like turf from like American University from like 40 years ago that they threw away, and we went and got out of a dumpster and spread it out on the field. And he opened the blinds and was like, what? WTF? Like, I didn't even want to say the whole thing because we don't own this thing, but he was like, WTF is this ace? Is this S? Looking right at it. Everything, the cupboards are bare, so we have to. He tried to do it this year. It didn't work. He's going to keep going.
Dude, I mean, here's another testament to how buns our defense is. Sam Darnold was 21 of 24 for 330 yards. He only missed 3 passes, and one of them was a pick by, what's his face? Sanders still. So he
yeah.
So if you count that as a catch because someone caught it, only 2 of his balls hit the ground the entire game.
You were talking about this like during the game. You're just like the first half, he didn't miss a pass.
I think it was 3 quarters.
He had 17 passes in a row at halftime or 3 quarters, something like that.
Yeah, he had 100% completion rate, I think, into the second half.
Which again, it could be kind of, with this case, it's not. But like Mark Brunell did the same thing and like broke the record of like consecutive passes thrown completions for the Redskins many years ago in some team, and we lost that game.
Yeah, but those were like
buns then.
Those were all like little screen passes and stuff. This dude was averaging 14 yards a pass.
Yeah, exactly. This whole situation compared to that is completely different, and that's.
Dude, he looked like Tom
Got it
Brady.
handed to us, man.
Again. How many losses have we been competitive in? When was the last game we were actually competitive in? What was the last game we won?
It's like a month ago. It's
Against
like got to
the
be a month
Raiders
ago.
or something? Who have we beaten? The Raiders?
That's a long.
The Chargers?
Atlanta, we lost. We beat the Chargers in the last game. We looked bad at first, and then we just came back and rattled off 27 unanswered points.
Yeah.
And then we have sucked it throughout for the next month. So bad. Is that 5 games? 4 games? 5 games? 4 games.
Take the offensive injuries and everything away. The defense sucks. They're like worse than high school.
I can't tell you. I don't know anyone out there that would defend Joe Witt Jr. at this point. I don't care if he's on the sideline. I don't care if he's in the booth. I don't care. The only thing I care about him is getting in his car and heading down the road towards the West Coast somewhere away from us.
Isn't Dan Quinn supposed to be a defensive genius? Can we just get rid of Joe Witt and let Dan Quinn call the defense the rest of the year? I mean, I don't think the offense is that bad, even with all the injuries. I mean, this game we only put up 14, but I think this is the first game we put up less than 20 points.
Well, we lost, and we lost Luke McCaffrey, so we lost our number 4 person. So we've got beat up Devo. We got to beat up Devo.
Terry's out again.
We got to beat up Devo.
He's still out. Have you heard anything of Terry this week? Still out?
Nope. Still out. I mean, he's going to be out. Dude, Terry's going to be out for like at least a month. It's probably going to be 6 to 8 weeks.
Dude, after that dude claimed I've never been injured. Knock on wood. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just because you're over 30 doesn't mean you get injured more. No, but sitting out of preseason and training camp does.
Dude, I'm 50. I get up out of the chair, my back hurts.
Dude, I can't. Dude, I'm so like tight. I can't even like lean down to tie my shoes anymore. I got to find a chair to like prop that up on. It's like I was talking to a PT last night that works with us at the theater, and she was like, "There's exercises that you need to do to get that back straightened out, and then you got to do strengthening stuff." She was like, "You're strong in the wrong places," or something like that. And I'm like, "Okay, you're probably right." Because anyway, that's what happens when you hit 40. Now 30, I think, would start taking you out of the elite receiver area, which is
except for like first round Hall of Famer kind of guys, or people that should be first round Hall of Famers, like Randy Moss for one. You know, I mean, that could, love or hate him, that guy was better than just about anybody else.
Yeah, dude, there were some good things in this game.
There
primarily the Art Monk celebration. That was it.
I forget what he said at the end, but he was just kind of like he's like,
"That's all I wanted to say."
Thanks, guys.
His speech was like 45 seconds long. He was like, "I want to thank my coaches and players and families and friends who were with me." And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Just like Art Monk.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Yeah!"
Woo! It's so awesome. That was by far the best part of the night.
I thought that laser 81 was actually pretty sick on the field. I got a picture.
Oh yeah, doing the laser stuff. It's cool to see the laser stuff that they've marketed to go to outdoor stadiums like that. So they're not like overhead; they're kind of off the side a little bit.
And they're lasers, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they have to have like, you have to. Well, do you have to deal with the laser and how it shows on the ground if it's at like 45-degree angle as opposed to
not so much, because it just like hits. Like the laser is just like so precise, it just hits. So you don't have to worry about all that. And also it doesn't reflect back off because it was on grass.
Yeah.
But it was
something else. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the bracelet implementation looked pretty sweet too, with the gold.
Yeah, let me go grab a bracelet.
I'm gonna reverse engineer.
Let me grab a bracelet.
They basically gave away bracelets and apparently gloves. Ryle's got some gloves and sent us a picture, and by the time we got in the stadium, there were no gloves. So But anyway, yeah, they gave us a bracelet that says Art Monk.
Should be a fun bracelet, but
Art Monk jersey retirement, and then it had like you were watching on TV. It had the lights.
Rock you like a hurricane. These are what the bracelets look like, and they said Art Monk 81 jersey retirement, and then this part blinked a bunch of lights on it. So that's what the whole stadium looked like with the lights blinking around and everything. And now they don't work.
Well, they will work. You just have to get control over them.
Yeah, truly. Like Roberto's actually taking one of these to work to check that out.
Oh yeah, I'm reverse engineering that. I'll put our proprietary code on it.
I ended up with like 3 of these things because every time we walk back an area, they just had people who were trying to like hand them out, and I was like, "I'll take one."
The app that we've developed for my little company. Just this is an aside here. We have developed an app that instead of using these bracelets, the idea is that when you have tickets like at Ticketmaster that are tied to your phone, because you already have the ticket on your phone, it'll basically map your phone, if you give it permission, to the lighting console so they can do more things, like not just blinking. They can literally do patterns based on where you're sitting. And it'll basically take control of the phone as RGBW like light, and you can just hold it up and be like. Of course, people would have to agree to be on it, right? But still, anyway, enough of that. Much cooler than just the simple bracelets, but anyway. I mean, the bracelets were either all on at once or all off. They couldn't do patterns because they didn't know where people were sitting with them. But the way our app works, it would be tied in with your seats.
Ah, right. Tied in what the seats are located on your ticket.
Yeah. So I don't know if we would do it like, I don't know if people would want to try to do individual seats, but they could do sections, like, and then that would work pretty well. All sections together, like everyone in section 102 would blink gold, while all section 103 would blink red, whatever.
Yeah, I like it. Because I was thinking about that when we were watching this. I'm like, this isn't like burgundy and gold and white lights. It's doing whatever color lights they wanted to use.
Oh, they were just mixing
And that's another thing. The band.
We're wearing these bright red, wrong colored LEDs.
Dude, Harris, you got to take these wrong colored LEDs off the bands. They look like they look like the Chicago Bulls band, man, with that red light on there. Well, get that off of there. Use like white or use like gold or something.
They should have used gold, yeah. Or they should have actually had it mixed. Like those were just like on there. No one was controlling those, and they can't really mix to get gold or burgundy if it's just a red LED. So they should have used gold, which would have been closer, or yellow. I don't know.
He's probably working on that. He's probably working on that going forward.
It looked kind of generic.
Personally, I would really like to have like burgundy and gold like LED lights in my house, but I can't get burgundy because nothing makes burgundy.
You can blend to it, kind of.
I mean,
it's hard to get burgundy, but it's easy to get gold.
It's very easy to get gold.
Anyway, enough LED talk. But anyway, back to the game. Do we really want to talk about anything else about how bad they sucked? Our top receiver was Zach Ertz with 46 yards. Our top running back was C-Rod with 65.
Yeah.
He actually had more rushing yards than them, almost double, actually.
Man, Corey Cross-Gamera didn't have a good game, though. He just didn't get...
His long was 6 yards.
At the beginning of this season, I very much remember them talking about our offensive line from last year. And they were good running the ball. I don't understand. I understand when the other team could stack the box. I mean, we should be better running the ball. We should be.
Well, they're able to stack the box because our defensive backs can't cover.
They're able to stack the box, yeah.
It's basically our defense sucks. And the injuries. There have some problems.
But I'm talking about, yeah.
I'm looking at their defense.
Yeah, I know. And I'm talking about
They had 7 quarterback hits and 4 sacks in this game.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, our offensive line, like, I know you're talking our defensive back sucks, but their defensive backs weren't all that good, and I expected us to be able to do something on them, and instead we got Luke McCaffrey's shoulder blade broken. Or it's not collarbone. Whatever.
Yeah, it sucked.
Sucks, man. It sucks.
All right, let's give our games and kicks, and then I got to get out of here. So,
yeah, Aaron is a busy man.
Let me see. Let me find this.
We got to do kicks first.
No,
Kick
games first. We do.
Oh,
reverse.
sorry. That's right.
And now, the coveted and ever-elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Award, as usual, is brought to you by our friends at Dick's Pitch. Remember to re-dip at the half. Dick's Pitch, now available in neon, available at Dick's and other fine sporting good stores. Dick's Pitch! Do you have a game ball? Because I've got one.
Go ahead.
My game ball is going to Tressway. 4 punts, all inside of the 20. Woo-hoo! And they had 0 punt return yards for Seattle. So way to go, Tress. Even though that last one we shouldn't have punted if we were actually still trying. Go ahead.
Right. And keeping our quarterback in.
Yes. Crickets.
We were at the game. I was watching the game. Nobody in this game, nobody at all in this game stood out to me to be like, yeah, that dude gets a game ball.
Abstain then. You've never abstained from a game ball. You can abstain. It's our rules.
These are our rules.
John abstains.
John abstains. There are rules.
Crickets.
I'm abstaining.
You can't even give him to Saber still because he sucked too, except for his pick.
I'm abstaining. Yeah, I'm abstaining. This team was buns. They were buns.
Yeah, they were buns. All right. So as a recap, John abstains, and I gave mine to the punter.
And we did stay to the very, very end of the game, as we always do when we're watching online, on TV, or online, or go to the games.
Tomorrow is going to be difficult for me since Suzanne scheduled a tech rehearsal right during the game. And she was like, no, there's not a game. You're playing at 9 in the morning in Madrid. And I'm like, that's next week.
Oh, whoops.
So I probably have to go over there, set up, come watch the debacle, and then head back. Hopefully my technicians can handle it. They'll be all right.
What we used to say with Frenchie. They'll be all right.
It's all 6,000. It's all 6,000.
Frenchie, why aren't you on the door watching the door? I'm bored, man.
I know. His whole job was to sit there and watch the door, and he would leave.
One job. You had one job.
It's all 6,000.
All right, dude. Let's go into.
This team is buns.
All right,
let's go into the. Wait, we need to go to the kicks.
Oh yeah,
it's kicks. Time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
This week's Kicking the Balls Award, as usual, is brought to you by
upside the head.
Friends at Ridapoo. For all the doo-doo that you do, there's Ridapoo. Now septic safe. Available at Taylor's Do It and other fine hardware stores. Ridapoo! You can go first this time if you want.
Okay, now see, I just have a plethora of players to choose from.
Just reach into a hat and pull one out, dude.
Dude, my my kick in the balls goes to Jalen Lane. Dude, you got to stop fumbling, or you're not going to work in the NFL. Jalen Lane, that's twice that he's fumbled, and it's bad. You got to watch the ball, dude.
Yeah, he sucks. Dude, I just realized my camera's out of focus. Oh, well. It's a soft focus. It makes me look better. Yeah, he needs. How many fumbles is that for him? Like 1 a game? I don't know.
Well, he's had 2 fumbles in 2 games on kick returns that have just been tragically bad for us.
Okay, well, I'm giving mine to Dan Quinn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't give up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then keep your starting quarterback in there. And I'm also giving one to Joe Witt Jr., who needs to be cut.
Joe Witt Jr.
I was thinking he was going to be fired before we got back to the hotel, but that did not happen. He's just coming down to the sideline.
I don't think he's going to get fired till after the season's over.
Dude,
we got half the season.
At this point, I mean, who's JWJ? Joe Witt Jr. At this point, dude, I mean, Dan Quinn might be up for, I don't know.
28-3. I mean, it's cool if you're all like rah-rah and everything like he is, which is awesome.
But I've heard some people this week say they don't practice enough. They don't practice enough. Like every week there's like 12 dudes. It's like rest. You know what I mean?
Well, we are the oldest team in the NFL, so that makes sense. Like all those guys. Like I remember when I saw we signed Von Miller, I'm like, is that dude ever going to practice for us ever? No. He may practice once a week, maybe.
He comes in for 2 plays and gets oxygen. Is what he does. Anyway, Andrew is listening. He's over in the Discord room. He's giving his kick in the balls to Joe Witt Jr. The opponent scored on nearly every opening drive. Every opening drive? They score on almost every drive, dude.
Now they're starting to score on every drive. I mean, he needs to be fired. He needs to be fired. Aaron, like you said earlier, and like a lot of people said, he needs to be fired, and Dan Quinn needs to take over defense. I don't care if he has a brilliant mind of defensive football or whatever the heck he was saying about it. That's cool. He's not communicating to the players. But that's okay because he asked to come down to the sidelines for the rest of the season. Joe Witt Jr. asked to do that.
Yeah, when he was threatened to be fired, and then he was like, well, how about I come down to the sideline and see if I can whip him into shape. See if I can whip those guys into shape.
Football
we roll as a deep team here, so let me roll down to the sideline and see if I can whip them into shape.
Those dudes out there look like they have no idea of what's going on. And this guy, Joe Witt Jr., has been in charge of them 1.5 years, and they still have no idea what's going on from like 1.5 years to now. They look worse now than they did then. I understand the injuries. I get it.
Which is bad because, I mean, Bobby Wagner is probably out there as like a player coach trying to help as much as he possibly can. That's a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, like in the future, if people will like talk about Joe Witt Jr. in the past after he gets fired, hopefully this year. Crossing my fingers.
He sucks, dude.
And then like later on, there'll be people out there who like Logan Paulson, Pony Boy, who I like almost literally ran into at the game. Like I turned around and almost like hit shoulders with him and stopped. I forgot what I was going to say about that. I think it was just because I was just like, oh, hey, it's Logan Paulson.
Oh, yeah.
Pony Boy. I was saying, who cares? To hell with it.
I think I need to round this out because I got people hitting me up.
Yeah, you got to go to work. So tomorrow game, 4:25. Where's my schedule at? 4:25 on 5.
The Lions are out
Detroit
for revenge.
At home.
The Lions are out for
and we're
revenge.
playing at home. This is something I wanted to focus on before we started going. We went a little bit sideways, and we can focus on it again on another episode. FedEx Field It's taken out a lot of players. A lot of players. A lot of players.
You know what?
A
I've
whole
seen that.
bunch of players.
I saw that graphic this week where they like put around all the players that were injured. But I'd also say you could probably do that for every stadium.
Yeah, I get that.
We'll talk about that next week after this debacle.
That's something to look out in the future, because I mean that's some, you know, I mean there were a couple years, just a few years ago, they were painting the grass like multiple times just to make it look like dirt, and I knew they did that like even with the dirt back at RFK, like trying to do stuff like that. But man,
I thought the turf looked pretty good last week.
I thought it looked good during the game myself, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I think
man.
what's his face came in and re-sodded everything, unlike Dan Snyder, who would re-sod like a 2x2 patch when there's a brown spot.
WTF is this S? All of that.
Yeah.
I bet Harris cannot wait to get this new stadium started. Looking around that dump of a stadium every week.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so
all right, we're rounding this out.
Let's go, dude.
I'd like to give a shout out to everyone that's still paying attention to Redskins football after this series of unfortunate debacles. Andrew on an early Saturday. Wait, he's in Ireland, right?
Scotland.
Andrew in Scotland. Shout out to you.
Ireland, Scotland, the same place.
I did not say the same. Kenny Ken the seventh. I just meant that he was in a different time zone. I was right, dude. He's in Ireland.
Oh, dude, no way.
Andrew in Ireland. You know, so I guess he's not up early watching this. Listening to this, whatever.
Still up early. It's the same time zone as Scotland.
It's not up early. It's like 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. That's true. What do we have? Yeah, it's like 3:47 or 4:47 over there.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Andrew, DC Cool, DJ Cool 4 is in the YouTube room. Everyone else is probably still asleep. Kenny Ken the seventh is in there. I don't think
we're gonna see Marcus Mariota this weekend. We'll see how we can do. Any given Sunday, man.
We'll see. But I'm changing my prediction. I'm thinking we lose. Sorry, first time ever. But I'm saying it. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Hey up to the Redskins, and as always, if you see a Cowboys fan,
you know what to do, Chioka! Oh, wait, I'm saying this week probably shouldn't, because the other guys can do it. This week, though.